Welcome back friends. Welcome to the new tutorial of Fullyworld web tutorials. This is Ramesh Sharma here. So today in this video we are going to work with file management system. So previously I have created one series of React file management system. So where we have more than 17 videos. So we have total 17 videos. 19 videos are there with one this overview and last deployment tutorial. So I have received many comments in these videos like we should have one more video about deleting a file and a folder. So today we are going to perform that. And this one is our file management system here. So this one is the project in the Firebase console. So if you don't know how to create this full file management system, so you have to watch this full series first, then please come to this video. So now let's move forward and what we have to do today. So whenever user will just select this, so then here one more button should be there. So that one is delete file or like delete all or just delete button will be there. So whenever user will click on this, so all the folders and the subfolders will be deleted. So you can see that in the test folder we have multiple folders and files as well. A new folder is empty. So we will see how we can do this with the help of Redux and how we can implement deleting this. And remember one thing, so this one is a created file and this one is uploaded file. So this created file will not be inside the storage, but this uploaded file will be inside the storage. So we will look out like if this is a created file or this is a uploaded file. So if this is uploaded file, then we have to delete that from the storage as well. So now without wasting any time, let's get into it. So this is our coding section here. So first of all, we are going to create one field in the reducer. So one field in the state, so that we are going to create for our selected files or selected folders. So for that, we are going to the source folder and then we are going to the Redux, and after that we have to go to the reducers. And then here we have auth reducer and file folder reducer. So we are going to deal with the file and folders only. So that's why we are going to the file folder reducer. This one is our initial state, and here you can see we have is loading folder, user folders, user files, admin folders and admin files are there. But now here we want one more thing, and that thing is selected items. And by default this will be an empty array. So here we will store all the file and folders information, those are selected by the users. Now let's move forward, and here we have to add one case. So let's add that. So that case will be first of all, let's go to the actions, and in the actions we are going to the auth action, files and folder action, and here we are going to create one action for our cases, and that will be delete user, not delete user file. So we will create select file, or let it be select item, select item. So this one we are going to create, and one more thing we have to create, so that one is deselect item, and one more we have to create, so that is deselect all. That's it. And now let's move forward here. So here we will be having select item. So first of all we will be having select item, so let's import all the ones. So that is select item, and after we have deselect item, and then we have deselect all. That's it. Now here we are going to create a case, so that whenever in the dispatch we have this type, we have this action type, you can see that from the action we have two things, type and payload. So this type will decide like which action we want to perform. It can be set loading, it can be set admin files, or it can be select an but item. And in the payload, if we want to send any data, so that we can send. So now what we have to do, so we have just to push that thing to our selected items. So we have the state here, and then we are going to just we will write the spread operator and previous items of the state, and then we are going to just do the selected items. So we have to update the selected items only, and we have to push the payload. That's it. Then we have to deselect the item. To deselect the item, just we have to filter the document ID of that particular file. So if we want to deselect all, then we have to just make it empty and we have to return the state. That's it. So these three things we have to do. One for the select item action is there, then deselect item is there, and then we have to do deselect all. That's it. So we are done with the reducers. Now when I will go back here, and here I will see to the state, in the files and folder we should have selected items. Now what is our next step? So our next step is, whenever user is selecting, we don't only just have to change the color of this one. So whenever user is selecting some folder or files, then we have to add this to the selected items. So this thing we have to do. So now without wasting any time, let's do it. So now let's go back here. So I'm closing this all. Let's start from the source and let's go to the components, and here we have to go to the dashboard and then from the home of the dashboard. So now what we are going to do, so now we are going to locate all the columns. So those for those we have to add the select file and folder implementation. So we have two components for that. So one is for the dashboard home. So this one is the dashboard home component, this whole. And after that, when I'm going to the any other file, such as I'm going to the test folder. So here in the test folder, this one is known as the folder component. So this one is not a dashboard home component. So this one is a folder component. And here we also have the same structure. So now what we have to do here? So we have to make the same changes in the both components. So how? Let's do it. So now you can see that here first of all we have the user folders here. So one is for the admin folder, so that we don't have to take care about. So these are for the admin, we can't delete that. So we don't have to implement anything here. So now we have to go to the users folder. So in the users folder we have this one, on click. On click, what we are doing here. So on click we are checking if it contains the text white, so then we are changing the color. Otherwise it's not having any text white, so then we are just changing the background. So means we are selecting this. So here if it is selected, so then we are just unselecting it and we are just selecting it when it is not selected. So we have to change this logic. So to change this logic, let's have one function. So that function we are going to make it like reusable, we can create. But let's do one thing. Here let's go to the action creator first. Let's go to the action creators, and here we are going to the file folder action creator, and here we are going to create one folder, like one function we are going to create. So first of all, here we are going to create one action, so that will be select item. Select item will be there, and it will be having the data, and type will be select item. So let's import the type here. So one will be the select item, and other will be the deselect item, and the last one will be the deselect all. So these three are there, so those we are going to use. So let's create these all actions, and first of all there will be deselect item, and then we will have deselect all. That's it. And now here we are going to create some action creators. So to select item action, so just we are going to dispatch that, and after that we can create this one deselect, and after that we can create this one deselect all action. That's it. Otherwise we don't have to do this. So let's add one thing here. So here we are going to add the export. Here let's add the export, and let's add the export here. Okay, I'm not going to explain this about this one, as I'm assuming that you know Redux. And if you don't know, then please watch my previous videos or watch my full series on the Redux with projects. So let's go to the home back, and here let's import those actions here. So before importing those actions, so we have to import one thing as well. So that one is selected items, and here will be selected items. From the state we are fetching the selected items, so this one we are fetching from the store from the Redux. So now here we will create one function. So that function will be is this uh, is item selected, and we will be having the document ID, and just we are going to send if selected items dot includes this document ID. We are not going to do this, so we are going to do this selected items dot find, and item dot doc ID is equals to doc ID. That's it. Not yeah, so just true and false. So that's it we are going to do. And let's go here, and here you can see that we have two things. One is data and doc ID, so we are going to match the doc ID only. So here we have to change the if condition. So for now what will be there? If is selected, if it is selected, so then we are going to deselect it. So for that let's import few things from the action creators. So we are going to import select item, and we are going to import select that one will be deselect. This one deselect item will be there, and other we have to import deselect all. That's it. So let's see the action creators again. So we have the deselect all. So that's it. So now let's move forward. So here if the item is selected, so then what we have to do? So we have to use dispatch, and here you can see that we are using the use dispatch hook. So that is important from the React Redux. So this one is a use dispatch hook, and we are using this to dispatch this to a Redux. Dispatch this, and we are going to pass the data. So first of all there will be the doc ID, and then we are going to pass this thing, so that one is our data. That's it. If the item is not selected, actually we have to do one more thing. So that one is here deselect item, and here we are going to pass this one. Yeah, and here we have to use the dispatch, and here we are going to pass select the item, and we are going to add this data here. That's it. And we are going to do the same thing for everyone. So here we are going to do this thing for the users file as well, and for the uploaded user files as well. That's it. Now let's go back here. So let's refresh it one time. Now here you can see that in the files and folder we have selected items nothing. So when I'm going to select the test folder, so select the test folder. Actually we have to do one more thing here. We have to do one more thing. Let's go back. So I'm going to control Z. Actually we don't have to do control Z. Let's go to the folder component. In the folder component we have that logic, so we need these things as well. So we have to show the user as well now, like this one is selected, so we have to show that. So that's why for that we have to do these changes as well. So if it's already selected, then to deselect it, first of all we have to dispatch this, and then we have to add the color here, and here also we have to do the same thing. We have to add the color here. Yeah, so same thing we have to do here. Just I'm pasting this and I'm pasting this here. Save it. Now go back, and here you can see in the selected items we have nothing. So now I'm going to select this. So we have some issues here. Let's see what are those. So I'm going to the dev tools, and here we will see the error. So what's the error here? In the console we have the error cannot read properties of reading, properties of undefined reading find. So we have this issue. So let's see what is that issue. So that issue is for this one, for each item. So we have the selected items dot find, but here selected items is undefined. So we have undefined here. So that's why we are this one is not getting this selected items. So now what we have to do for this one? So we have a state and then file folders. So let's see if this one is right. So we have state, then we have file folders, and under the file folders we have selected items. So this one is right. Yeah, here we have an issue. So that issue is just with the typo error. So this is a selected item spelling, so that I am destructing from this object, but here we have these spellings. So we have some spelling mistake here. So here we are missing one T. So I'm just going to paste it. This one is the selected items now. So this one should be correct now. Now here we can see in the selected items we have nothing. So now I'm going to select this one. So this one is selected. In the Redux we should have this as selected. You can see that in the selected items now we have this folder. So we have this folder here. So that's very great. So this one is a test folder. So that's awesome. We don't have any type here. So we need one more thing to pass to know that if it is a folder or it is a file. So for that what we have to do here, so we have to add one more thing, so that is a type. So let's do that. Let's go back here, go back to this one, to the home component, and here what we are going to do. So here we are going to add one more thing. Yeah, in the deselect item Actually, we only have to pass the doc ID. This thing we only have to pass, like when I will go to the action creators, and here we only have to pass the data, and in the data, so there will be just a doc ID. So when I will go to the reducers, file folder reducer, and here for the deselect item, so I'm getting the doc ID. So just this we want, so that's why it's great. So now here we have to pass the type, so type will be the folder. That's it. So I'm going to copy this one again, and let's go to the file here, and this one, and here this one will be the type of file, and let's go here, and here this one will be a type of file. That's it. So this is the thing that we have to do. So let's reload it. So when I reloaded it, so when I will go back here, so here we can see that we don't have anything. So when I'm selecting this, I'm selecting this as well. So let's go here, let's go to the selected items, and here we can see two items, one with type as folder and one with type as file as well. So now I'm going to deselect this file. Now we should not have this file, so we still have this, so we still have this selected file. So we have this selected file, but here color is changing, but while dispatching the deselect function we are not getting anything. So why this issue is there? So let's see that. So we are passing the doc ID in the deselect item, so this should be in the object. So this one was a mistake, so let's do that. So this should be in the object, and this also should be in the object while deselecting the item. Now I'm reloading it. Here we will have the two items in the select items. Now I'm unselecting this file here. Now we should have only one item in the selected items. We have only one item, so that is for the folder. So that's great. Now here we have one issue. So whenever I have selected this folder, now I am moving to this folder or I am moving to any other route, such as I am double clicking on this and I am moving to this route. So here you can see that I still have one selected item, and that selected item is the same folder, but it should not happen. So whenever I am changing the route, then all the selected items should be empty. So how you can deal with that now? So it's very easy. So let's go back, and here when you are double clicking, so then here we have to do one change here. So what will be that change? So let's do one thing. So instead of this, let's create one more function. So here I'm going to create one more function, so that is move, not move items, so that we will move, change route, and here we will have the path, or let's have the URL. We will have the URL, and here we have to do thing, so that is we have to change the history. We are going to push that to the URL. And one more thing we have to do. So before pushing that to URL, we have to deselect all the selected items. So for that we have created a deselect all function. That's it. Now when we are going to move here, so here just we have to change this history to push to a change route function, and here also change route function, and in the uploaded user files also we will have the change route functions here. That's it. So when I'm reloading it, so now let's select these two, and here you can see that we have the two items here. So we have two items here. Now when I'm changing the route, I should not get any items. Now you can see that here deselect all is there. So when I'm going to the file and folders, and here we don't have any selected items. But here I'm inside the folder. I'm selecting these all. And when I'm changing the files and folders, here we are not getting any selected items. So this one is the issue now. So how to solve this issue? Let's see that now. So this one is very easy. So we don't have to worry about anything. So we have to just follow the same thing that we have done in this home component. So now we have to import one more component. So that one is a folder component. In the folder component, we are going to do the same changes those we did in this home component. So I'm opening these two files side by side. So the logic will be same. So now here what I'm going to do. So I'm going to import the selected items here. So selected items, and here I'm going to copy the same thing and just paste it here. We have the selected items. Now we need same two routes. Copy these ones, and we are going to paste these routes here. So let's paste these, not routes, these functions here. Now we are going to move forward. First of all, we have to import the few things as well. So these actions we have to import. So let's import these ones as well. Now let's move forward. Let's go below, and we have to copy this code, and we have to apply this one to everyone. So we have the user folders here, and we have to just replace this code and paste it, and instead of history.push we have the same function, so that is change route, and paste it, and here we have the change route. So we have this thing here, and here we will have the change route. That's it. So now let's move forward, and here when I'm going to select this, now this item should be selected. You can see that we have this selected item. We can select this one as well and this one as well. We have file and folders. We have selected items. That's great. We have folder here, then we have folder, and then we also have folder. So this one is the issue. So here one more thing we have to do. So this one is type as file, and this one is also type as file. Just save this. So this will be changed. Now when I'm going to move anywhere inside this subfolder, then this should also change. We are getting selected item as null. So that's it. So it's very good. So we have done a few things here. So we have managed the selection of this with the help of Redux. So this one was in the part 1. So now in the part 2 we are going to add the logic to delete all these by creating one button here and by handling that button. So just that thing we are going to create in the next part. So for now, if you have any queries, please comment in the comment section. I will definitely respond to that. At last, thanks for watching. I will see you in the next part of this video.